Okay, dear students, so today we will discuss homogeneous linear second order partial differential equations with constant coefficients. And one case we discussed in the previous video where we took the right hand side of the equation as exponential function, right? Today we will consider the right hand side as a sine function or it can be a cosine function also. So let us take one question and let us start solving it. So let me write the question first for you. Solve d square plus 6d d prime plus 9 times d prime square on z, and the right hand side now we are taking as a sine function. Sine 2x plus 5y. Okay, so already we discussed the technique of finding the auxiliary equation in the previous video. How we find? We put d is equal to m and d prime is equal to 1. So if we do that, we will get the equation m square plus 6m plus 9 equal to 0, and from here you will get repeated values of m, that will be minus 3 and minus 3, right? So you are getting both values as minus 3. Now, in the previous video, we took the case where we were getting two values of m which were distinct and real, right? Here also you are getting real values, but they are not distinct. They are repeated values or same values, you can say. So in this case, our complementary function zc is given as some function f1 of y plus mx plus some function f2 of y plus, again it will be mx because you are getting the same value, and because the values are same, because the values are repeated, we will multiply the second function with x. So this is how you write the complementary function when you are getting repeated values. So this implies that our complementary function, which we are denoting by zc, will be some function f1 of y minus 3x, then some other function f2 of, again same thing, y minus 3x, and when we have this case where the values are repeated, we multiply the second function by x. So this expression gives our complementary function. Now let us go to particular integral. The particular integral, which we denote by ZP, will be given by 1 over d square plus 6 d d prime plus 9 d prime square sine two x plus 5y. Okay. As we discussed in the previous video, that we are just trying to find the z by shifting our expression in the bracket to the right hand side. So that will become 1 over d square plus 6d d prime plus 9d prime square on sine 2x plus 5y. Okay, so this value of z, when we find, that is actually our particular integral. Now, in this question, we have taken the function, the right hand side function is sine 2x plus 5y, or generally we can say it is of the form ax plus by. Okay, so in this case, what we do to find the particular integral, simply we replace d square by, now be careful here, a square with a minus. Okay, it is not minus a whole square, no. This is a common mistake which students do in the exam. Okay, so we need to avoid those kind of mistakes. So this is a square. First we do a square and then we put a minus. Okay, d prime will be, first we multiply a with b and then we put a minus. And same way, d prime square will be b square. First we square b and then we put a minus. And remember, that same rule will hold for cosine function also. If you have the right side as cosine ax plus by, then also we have the same technique which we have to follow. Okay, so let us implement this and let us find the answer. So in this question, let us write here in the corner. So in this question, our d, or let us start with a and b. So a will be equal to 2 and our b will be equal to 5, right? So our d square will be a square, that will be 4 with a minus. d prime will be equal to ab, that is 2 multiplied by 5, that is 10 with a minus, and d prime whole square, that will be b square, that is 25 with a minus sign. Okay, here in this question, both the values a and b both are positive. Okay, so there is no issue. But if in some question a value is positive, b value is negative, right? So you need to be little more careful when you are doing this calculation using this rule. Okay, So be careful with the plus minus mistakes. Okay, so let us complete this. So my answer will be 1 over d square, that is minus 4 plus 6 times d prime, that is minus 10 plus 9 d prime square, that is minus 25 on sine 2x plus 5y. So this is actually our ZP, and now we will write the final answer, that will be our general solution. And if you check, if you want me to write this final value also, this should be, according to my calculation, it will be 289 with a minus sign on sine 2x plus 5y. Okay. And now we are in a position to write our final answer, that we call it as general solution, Z you can say, which will be equal to ZC plus ZP. So this gives us ZC, that is F1 y minus 3x plus x times F2 of same thing, y minus 3x. This is my ZC plus ZP, that is negative 1 over 289 sine 2x plus 5y. So this is our general solution for this second order partial differential equation. So that is all for this video, and we will meet in the next video with some new topic. So take care, all of you, and we will continue our discussion in the next video. Okay, goodbye.